The Russian novelist Dostoevsky, he has one of his characters say, "Beauty will save the world." Now, admittedly, that character is the idiot. But the thing that's interesting is we have to look at that, and the whole novel is sort of looking at, is he a fool or is he a visionary? Now, when I first did the video series last summer, which most of those parts have been posted, the piece that I omitted was a fairly lengthy piece on the subjective and objective aspect of beauty. And I took it out because it seemed like I tried to cover too much territory too quickly and it was confusing. And I thought to revisit that now over a series of short videos because it's fundamental to understanding our relationship to beauty. Is it subjective or is it objective? I mean, philosophically, it's a question that if you ask philosophers, and they've actually polled it, I think 40% say it's subjective, 35 objective, and 25, I don't know. Probably meaning some combination of the two, because I'm sure they had some idea anyway. So it's a fundamental understanding, and it's also a fundamental understanding of how we relate to the idea of our world. Where is our reference point? So if we look at the idea of subjective beauty in its most advanced form, we could say, we can look at the idea of taste and the marketplace. Now, we could say, well, if I get my hair cut and maybe get some Botox on the wrinkles or something, I would be more beautiful. That's obviously not the beauty that Dostoevsky is talking about. It's much too superficial. And although everybody has taste and everybody has preferences, and it's sort of what allows consumerism to work, if we look at that, fashion actually comes from a root, meaning a group of people acting together. So we have these like tribes of people with different tastes and different fashions all in our culture. And let's take an example of someone who buys, I don't know, a $20,000 handbag or anything that's extravagant in price compared to the $100 that would allow the purse to work or the handbag to work. Now, if you look at that, why does somebody buy that? Because of the image that it gives them. There's a sense of prestige, right? A sense of glamour. Otherwise, you wouldn't spend $20,000 on something that $100 would do. But what's really interesting is the word glamour comes from a Scottish root meaning illusion. Prestige comes from a Latin word meaning illusion. And so it's really interesting to look at the way our marketing and advertising and consumer-driven society creates an illusion around what is beautiful. So what we need to do is just wait a little while, really, because we all know what happens is over time, season goes, next season goes, next season goes, and after a while there's certain things that just last. They become classics. Now, there's nothing wrong with all the ups and downs of the marketplace and all the ups and downs of fashion. I'm just saying that if we're actually looking for something that isn't affected by the noise of that, we might have to wait a little while. And then we wait a few seasons, maybe it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is, and we have these classics. Things where the noise of the market has settled down and we're starting to see the quality of the thing itself. So that we could say is sort of a beginning of the idea of a shift from a very subjective, immediate sense of taste, I like this, I don't like that, to something that starts to have a quality that we're saying, ooh, that thing maybe is really beautiful because it's got some lasting classic quality. In the next video, what I want to talk about is moving that another stage to more objective, and then even more objective to what we could something almost call a purely objective basis for looking at beauty.